morning. Good morning. You already know what time it is. Tony, Lavelle, 2 minute has purchased. Pull up to the table, grab a seat, let's begin. Real conversations when the hats come in. Life lessons, relationships too. Different perspectives, but the talk stay true. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Life, love, truth, and wisdom. Yeah, we talking about it. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Don't miss it on Facebook and YouTube. Pull up and go kick it. Tony got perspective. The veil bring it truth. And when Queen Watkins pull up, she spilling that tea for you. Queen Watkins segment. Like that T-A-T. You know when Queen step in the room, the conversation getting real soon. Real soon. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. 2 minute has podcast. Yeah, we talking about it.
Top of the morning to you, my beautiful people. Happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays, Lavelle Salter. And we got another doozy for you today, man. Yeah, as always, man. But before we jump into that, I wanna do something, man. Growing up, we used to watch the Apollo Theater and watch all the different acts that would come out at Showtime at the Apollo. They come out, rub their hand on the loud. But long time, I don't know what you would call her. She was almost like the Vanna White of Showtime at the Apollo, man. But Miss Kiki Shepard, man, passed. She was 74 years old, man. So, man, want to be in prayer for her and her family and all those who loved and just loved, the Showtime at the Apollo, man, because it was one of those shows, man, that we got a chance to see a lot of the new acts before they was really popular like that, So, man, shout out to Kiki Shepard, man. So wanted to do that this morning. And I had another shout out, but it slipped my mind. I guess that's the cost of getting older, y'all. Shout out to Clarence and Cheryl Clater, man, who will be getting married this weekend, man, in Memphis, man. They driving all the way from Ohio to get married in Memphis, man. That's a beautiful thing, marriage. And so, since we're talking about relationships, marriage, relationships, and stuff like that, man, I want to ask y'all a question today. And some of you guys may feel like you might have your own opinion or perspective on this. And I think that's good, because we all should be entitled to our own opinion and perspective as it relates to whatever. But when I think about this particular thing, I've seen so many relationships get destroyed or get messed up just because, they're kind of just engaging in it, without actually doing it. And so the question this morning is, good morning, Ms. Gwen. Is having sexual conversations with a person the same as cheating, even if they've had no physical contact or talked about hooking up? That's one of them very slippery slopes. I mean, when I say very slippery slope, a very slippery slope. Because I've seen where conversations, people were just having just conversations, and sex came up, or the idea of sex came up. Good morning, brother. Or the idea of sex came up.
I was trying to find something green to put on. I wasn't successful.
Oh, for St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. I ain't even think about it. But when you think about just engaging in the conversation itself, like, I don't think necessarily just you just having a conversation, because you could be having a conversation. It could be you just talking to the opposite sex or talking to a person about it. And, but I think that's where the door opener comes in at. if y'all having a conversation, even though y'all ain't talked about hooking up, y'all ain't already been sleeping together, but you just talking. Why would you be having a sexual conversation with a person? So I'm kind of split. I'm kind of like in between. It ain't really cheating, but it's the beginning of it. It can open the door to it, type thing. What up, Mayor Mac? So that's kind of where I am with it. I'm kind of in the middle.
Well, I was thinking about the question after we get out the call yesterday when you because I thought it was what we were going to talk about yesterday, but you kind of switched it up mid road. But I think I kind of somewhat agree with you, but I think at some point the conversation has changed because of the culture we live in, because the world is so sexually driven, and we live in such a sexually driven culture as it pertains to, it used to be a time you turn the TV on, certain TV shows and certain things that you watch wouldn't even touch those type of situations. Uh, the music now is so sexually driven. So, not to say that sometimes those conversations don't be had, but how healthy are they as well? Because I think sometimes even yourself personally, you had said one time some conversations that we wouldn't have. I talk about even on the podcast, but as time grew, you kind of open your thought process, and we start having different conversations on certain things and talking about certain things. So we've even had conversations as it pertains to sexual stuff. But at the
But
same time, when it comes to the opposite sex scenario, it just really depends on where you're at with that opportunity.
and that's what I was just finna tell you. Like, I think this is based more on like the context in which you're having like we had the conversation on the show. We were talking about that in helping couples and them talking through. You know what I'm saying? It's different than I'm sitting around at work and I'm talking to a female coworker and we just talking about sex. Man, when dude be penetrating, but why are you having that conversation?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it's a little different because somebody's intent is ill.
Yeah.
Like I said, whether y'all never actually talk about hooking up or never committed the physical act, I think it's still, you open the door to kind of go that way if you keep having those conversations. Now, if it's just a one-off and y'all ain't never talked about it again, okay, whatever. Maybe y'all was watching something and they did so. They be like, man, they always showing something, man. And then the dude don't even be, so your conversation, but then it's not a conversation anymore.
I mean, is it even a conversation to even, because I think like yourself, myself personally, especially as working in management as long as we have down through the years, you'd be amazed at some of the stuff some people come and confide with you in. You be like, how the hell are you asking me this? Why you feel so comfortable with talking to me about this? You know what I'm saying?
So now so in your mind, you're questioning the intent.
Right. Because on these jobs, technically some conversations you don't even supposed to have anyway.
You
ain't
supposed to be having them conversations anyway because it leads to sexual harassment.
Right. So it's a very thin line, Doc.
That's what I'm telling you. Is that's why I said I'm kind of stuck in the middle, because it really just depends on the context in which you're having these conversations, and again, like the intent behind the conversation.
Right.
Right. Fluger said each infraction starts in the heart. The physical activity is a result of what has already happened in the heart. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. So if that intent is there for the female or the male, and you guys are just, because I would think that would be odd as hell if I'm just sitting up there talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden she just start talking about sex. Yeah, man, set, this and that and this. I would be like, why are you talking to me about that?
But see, though, the other thing is, especially as it pertains to women, I think a lot of times they drive the conversation a lot of time based upon how provocative they dress, as far as like when they go, like you shouldn't be at work at especially in the professional atmosphere with your cleavage and shit all out.
Yeah, I'm talking about they sitting up there like at a salute, at attention.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So you like,
and then
damn,
you get mad when the dude's staring at you. Then you constantly doing this all day.
you know what I'm saying.
You know,
So
why did you wear the shirt?
it's
Now
a
you
lot of
feeling
derivatives.
uncomfortable.
It's a lot of derivatives when it comes to this conversation because talking sexually don't necessarily mean saying it verbally. It's your
Cause
it's,
I was thinking too, because I've been around where I was at work and where
Mhm.
there were two women just talking about their weekend and what
right.
happened. And I'm sitting over there in the cut, like I'm working, but I'm hearing them. I'm sitting there saying, it could have really been sexual harassment to me.
It was.
I could have felt like,
It
because I
was.
could have said, I didn't feel comfortable with them having that conversation. But
Mhm.
okay, I'm an adult. I didn't, But the crazy part was, now this is where it went crazy. They were two younger girls, so they were sitting up there, and one of them wasn't a normal person. She was filling in somebody, and she said, Gary, how was your weekend? Because apparently they talked. Gary had a good weekend. I went to this party, and she said, "How was the party?" She said, "It was good." She said, "But I ended up meeting this dude." Or no, she said she ended up running into some dude. I ran into so and so, man, and ooh, we hit it off so good, man. We went back there, and she said, "I was so drunk, girl. I was so messed up." She said, "When I got home and I woke up this morning, my a-hole was hurting." And I'm sitting over there like, I know good and darn well you just didn't tell somebody you got so drunk last night that you let a nigga sodomize you and you can talk about it this morning with somebody else.
That's crazy. Yeah, super crazy.
Bro, I was done. Like, I was sitting over there like, okay, this is going too far.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of like cleared my throat, because it was in one of them jobs where I was a man. I just kind of cleared my throat a little bit, and they was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I was sitting there like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, like, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Monica said, Mel said, yes, I agree. Monica said, it's just like anything else. If the conversation can't be had in the presence of your significant other, it's probably some type of hidden agenda involved. Yep. Good morning, Miss Bartlett. Mel said, no, we can't dress that way. You get sent home. What the what? Yeah. You should like there, most professional jobs that you go on have a dress code, some type of dress code.
Right.
And they'll tell you, don't be wearing, they don't tell you don't wear form fitting, but they'll say it can't be like tight, so tight that it just show everything. And then some places like you can't wear face jewelry other than earrings. You have to take your ear. So it just depends, man. You can't have facial tattoos or tattoos exposing in some places. But I think a lot of jobs have gotten lax with the tattoos and the piercings. Because
it was a very like slippery slope there because it almost fell into this discrimination.
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, because people were saying you discriminating because this is a religious practice for me. Because religiously, where I do, they wear the piercings or they get the tattoo. So, and you can't tell somebody what their religion is. You know what I'm saying? So, it was just different things that were coming up, and where even hair. Oh, you can't wear your hair like that. This is part of my religious customs. Whatever.
One dude got a big lawsuit off there about his dreads.
Right, his dreads. Yep.
Man got paid.
Yep.
Real good.
Mel said the dress or skirt must be knee length, no breast showing, etc. Yeah, because I think so if you're having that conversation, I just don't understand like what would make a person other than maybe, like I said, y'all know y'all like each other, and then y'all just start having the conversation. What's your favorite position? I like it so and so. Yeah, I like to do that too, man. You start having conversations like that. I think the intent is like way out in the open.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're a person, you're just sitting there, then all of a sudden the conversation goes there, or the other person starts talking about it. Do you engage or do you say, hey, I don't really feel comfortable talking to you about that? You know what I'm saying? Because once you say, hey, I don't really feel comfortable, or if you don't say I don't feel comfortable talking about that, next thing you know, HR calling you, you know, saying you're under investigation.
Yep.
Good morning, Phyllis. You know, you're under investigation because you've been over there. Okay, we had a situation on a job one time where it was two contractors that was there, and but it happened on our premises where the contractor actually one of the contractors was a female and one was a male, and the female was eating something and some mayonnaise or something ran down her face, and then he was like, you know, the one person was trying to tell her, hey, get the, you know, you got something on your face. And he was like, nah, leave it there. I could put something else on there, you know. And then, you know, the conversation just went kind of raunchy. Well, the female ended up going to say, hey, I need to have talk to him because, you know, he said some appropriate stuff to me. But another coworker had recorded it, you know, because they felt like, man, that's a crazy conversation they having, and they recorded it. And when they listened to the recording, the girl was engaged in a conversation with him. She was talking just as much stuff as he was talking. But you're gonna go and tell it on him, you know. So you just got to be careful, man, when you know, about engaging in those type of conversations, man. And even if you ain't a job, you know, you out somewhere, you sitting at the bar, you drinking, and then the person next to you, y'all get talking, y'all just chopping it up, and all of a sudden they start talking about sexual positions and man, I had the girl bent all up upside down, and she, for real, you did, you know, then she, come on, you already know what it is. Y'all drinking, you trying to take something home.
Yeah, and I think a lot of this happens because number one, sex has become what they call a dirty word, and then there's really no healthy forms, not necessarily form FORM, but you know, healthy conversations being had about sex. You know, I think that we have actually done a great job as it pertains to our podcast to have these healthy conversations around it because, you know, a lot of time, majority of the time you talk about sex, it's so vulgar, it's so inappropriate, but there's a way to initiate some conversations to where it can be a healthy thing because some people are literally struggling in this area.
I think if you're how I want to, okay, so if you're in a relationship, you know, and you guys are struggling that issue, I think you should have some conversation around it, be able to have some healthy conversation around it.
Right.
I think if you're married and you're struggling, or you know, even if you're not struggling, just having some healthy conversation, talking about what you like and don't like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
it's
right,
good.
right.
You know what I'm saying? I think if I think when the line, it's kind of like I said the other day, where you having issues in your relationship, right? But you going to talk to the opposite sex about your relationship and the sexual. I think now you kind of blur the lines a little bit. And what is you talking to this woman for about your wife and your wife not performing? What are you really trying to get out of there? Because especially if the girl ain't say, have you tried to just see if she'll do this, that, you know? Yeah, I tried that. I ain't working either. Have you tried it? And then now, if she say, because if it was me, I'd be, boy, you wouldn't get a chance. The door done been open.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about cracked. I'm talking about open.
I was actually watching a podcast. I can't never remember the lady name, but she was talking to the number one sex therapist in the country, and she was just giving a lot of statistics as to why sex has become like it is. He said because we have made it so you know, unhealthy and made it so raunchy. When sex is a beautiful thing, we don't speak it on those terms and make it be so like it's nasty and da-da-da. No, it's the most healthy thing in the world.
Transactional now.
Yeah.
The whole thing about sex now is transactional. What can I get for it? What can I do for it? And and this is why a lot of men are having issues with women in relationships now, of when the women saying, if you can't do this for me, this, that, I don't want him, because he making it feel like, you making me feel like my love or our love for each other gonna be transactional.
Yeah, you got a good point there, Doc.
And so I don't want to be made to feel that way. and you don't want to be. So there was a conversation, and it was a trip because they using all these cartoon models now to try to hit home with these aha moments and stuff. They using these little stick, them little stick ones be tripping me out with the big head and all. Them little stick ones tripping me out. But they've been using all these little cartoon characters. So it was a lady and a man, cartoon character, and the lady said, I want a man he's gonna take care of me, gonna ride me, take care of me. I mean, I don't if I gotta pay my own bills, I don't need the man. And then the man said, well, I don't want a woman that's gonna make me feel like my love is transactional. That if I can't do for her, then she can't love me. Then that's transactional, and I don't want to be made to feel that way. And she's like, I don't want to be made to feel to be settled like I'm settling for something, So they were both trying to make their little points, but and I understood both of the points, but at the same time, I'm like, I think the male kind of won that conversation because his made more sense in terms of like, why does my love for you have to be transactional? Why does it have to be? Because, and he made a very good point. He said, because think about this. If I never, hey, Queen, he said, what if I work and I'm losing my job, or I come incapacitated to the point where I can't provide for a certain, so that means you're going to leave because I can't give or provide or give you the stuff that you say you want.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, a lot of people leave in relationships like that.
Right.
You had men to leave women because they become incapacitated and can't perform, and they don't want to take care of nobody. They don't want to be a caregiver, so they leave. Mm-hmm. And they've been the same with women. Men have become incapacitated. They've been, and they don't want to be a caregiver because they said they didn't sign up for that. But if you got married to somebody, you did sign up for it because it says in sickness and in health.
Yep, it does.
Richer or for poor.
Mm-hmm.
And so they didn't take those vows for serious. I saw this guy had went live about his wife. His wife had a stroke or something, and he took care of her. And at one point she cried and she said, "You get to leave me." He said, "Baby, I ain't going nowhere." He said, "I married you, but I don't look the same." He said, You still look good and beautiful to me." He was still there taking care of. Was it hard for him? Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he didn't walk away, and he let her know. And he was telling her every day, while he helped trying to pick it up, cleaning up, "I love you, baby. I love you. You my heart. You my," and she just be sitting there just crying, and it was a touching situation, and I felt for her because she felt like she was a burden on him and he should leave her, and she didn't look the same. But he was like, "I married you. I'm not leaving you."
Mm-hmm.
So it was a touching situation. But sometimes, I don't think we look, we don't take those things serious.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about, like Monica said, you're having these conversations. Why, if you can't have this type of conversation in front of your mate or your spouse, then why are you having this conversation with this person?
Mm-hmm.
And that was what I was trying to drive home when we actually had the topic, a week or so ago. I was trying to drive that same point home. If you can't have the conversation, whatever it is, in front of somebody that you claim to be your mate or your other half or your wife or your husband, then that's a conversation that shouldn't be had, period.
Yeah.
So I definitely think there's a very fine line here. Now, if you're a woman and you're sitting there having a conversation with a woman at work, because I understand that women, y'all have y'all little conversation. Men had they come like, "Hey boy, man, I went out with old girl the other day, boy. Ooh, man, took it, man, down through that." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think those are different kind of conversations. You know what I'm saying? Then you having one with the opposite sex, and y'all just randomly talking about sexual positions and who did what, and like, what's your purpose of having that conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand women, I got male friends or I had these conversations with, I guarantee you that male will, if you say let's, he gonna say go. So I don't know. I like some of them conversations. So having the conversation would I don't know, man. Like why are you having the conversation?
Right.
Am I a person
Mel,
that
is Mel having a whole nother is Mel having a whole nother conversation with
man,
something else?
you
I
know
don't know what's happening.
she like she running way behind time on she done jumped to YouTube and running way behind.
I'm like, what the world?
So but I mean I do get it. Like I ain't gonna be naive and say people ain't having these conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, they having them all the time. Cause like I said, I done been at work and heard people having the conversation.
Yeah. And then
But
again, I mean, like I always try to, play the, they say devil's advocate, but then you got to be careful for not to say, like you say. But I think a lot of times what happens is, like you say, people kind of, mirror y'all marriage, so to speak. They kind of parade what you all display and what you all do.
mhm.
And it ain't necessarily that, you want to have a conversation with the opposite sex, but you'd be amazed of what people see in you that they don't really see in themselves. And so they just looking for an opportunity to say, hey, I need to talk to you about something. Then you might need to call Monica into the situation. But a lot of times, some people,
See what you just said, though, bro. What you just said,
right?
That just makes most sense to me.
Right.
I mean, but I'm saying if so you like you saying if people looking into your marriage, right? They look and see, they see I like, and so I really need to talk to you about something, right? And let's say somebody came to you like that, a female. I really respect her, and I really got something, and then they want to talk to you like, man, like me and John, like, I mean, how can I, I come to you because you the man, and he don't, and you say, hey, let me call Dunn, let me get done so we can sit here and we can figure out like what can help y'all. Right now, it ain't that you just having a conversation with her now. Not that anything will become of. She could truly just value our relationship and value your thoughts on how she can get her man.
It's happened to us here at the house. You know what I'm saying? We've had mature conversations at the table to talk about, sex, different situations, and it was healthy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody living like, man, I wonder what I'm gonna do to her if I see her out without her husband. I ain't about to talk about no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but you gotta.
I just think sometimes it can get a little weird because people do like because the positions that I'm in the leadership type of positions I am, people, I need to talk to somebody to get your opinion or something. I've had and some conversations that I felt were uncomfortable to me. I would just tell them how I don't really feel comfortable talking to you about this. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't that neither one of us got nothing going. It's just I just don't feel comfortable. And if you make me feel uncomfortable talking about, I ain't gonna be in a position to give you no good advice anyway, because I'm uncomfortable talking about it. With you, So
I think it draws up, like you said earlier one time. I think even with the same sex conversation, you got to be careful of what you say and don't say because they could be using this through. You know what I'm saying? John and Jody got your girl and gone.
Craig said he said it's cheating for sure. Then he said it's actually worse having sexual conversation because the two are mentally invested in possibly sexting versus two people just meeting and it happens. Again, as I said, I think it opens the door if it's a conversation that's continually had. I think it opens the door, or even if it don't, it could be a one-off conversation that can open the door.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So it really just depends on where the other person's head at, and some people have control, bro, and some people don't. Like some people can. I've seen it where people can engage in all types of conversation, and it don't affect them one way or the other. And then you got some people, man, mentally have just not matured enough to handle conversations without thinking that it's something else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that's why I said the lines are blurred here, because you got some people that can actually have some grown up conversation with this, and it's not affect them one way or the other. Then you got some people that think just because they having this conversation is gonna lead to something else because they immature, weak minded. or just their intent.
If you in Houston having these kind of conversations, you better make sure you wrap it up because they said, man, you don't be doing no no nothing in Houston for spring break because they said you gonna come back with some stuff that Ajax can't wash out.
And that's crazy, bro. Like in this day and time, that people that's jumping in the raw, in meeting people and jumping in it raw. You meet somebody for the first time, don't know, and y'all boning because y'all drunk, and y'all going in it raw. Come on, man.
Yep.
Cause you just so, oh man, you so hot in the crotch. You so hot in the crotch till you just can't. You can't take 2 seconds to roll that condom on, or the woman can't. You know, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, it's horrible.
Cause this is what my mind would be. Man, she giving it up mighty easy. If she giving it up this easy to me, who else have she given up easy to?
Right.
That's always been kind of my thought process.
Mm-hmm.
If you gonna give it up easy to me, who else have you gave it up easy to? Because especially when it's just too easy, like is yeah.
It says a nurse from Houston went viral with a public service announcement on the city's current STD rates, specifically warning spring break and rodeo visitors. She revealed syphilis has surged 79% from 2025 to 2026, with HIV up to 17% and gonorrhea and chlamydia up to 32%. The main hotspots are Monroe, downtown, OST, whatever that means, and South Union, affecting people aged 15 to 35. Found a device. If you went to Houston for spring break, I hope you didn't hunch on nobody out there. So, but listen to their age from 15 to 35, doc.
That's crazy.
And again, that's because we're not having healthy conversations around this subject. You know what I'm saying?
Parents don't want to have the conversation with the kid because they shouldn't be screwing anyway. Man, you must be crazy. You got to be a real naive parent to think your kids ain't or don't have the potential of being out here in this day and age. You better be going to have that conversation. If you a parent got a young male boy, you better be going buying them some condoms.
Right.
And tell them to quit putting it in their wallet sitting on it because they ain't doing it but messing it up. Pull the wallet out, threw that thing out the wallet. They been sitting there for 6 months sitting on it. That thing is dried up like a mug. They done broke the seal on it, everything. You about to use it. You better know, sir. Craig said because some people will speak that conversation with you just to put it on your mind to see how far they can go with it with you. Yeah, and that's why I said some people can have very mature conversations about sex. Don't be thinking about nothing. And then you got some, their intent is ill. They got ill intent, and they soon as you start talking about, oh, I'm finna bone, I'm finna get it, oh, he finna, yeah. No, that don't mean that. Phyllis said the therapist can't be trusted, so maybe they feel better trusting their friend. Miss Gwen said just acting like rabbits all over the place. Man, what?
Yeah. Because I remember growing up, bro, like, you remember
Freaknik?
Huh?
Freaknik?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. But I just like growing up, bro, that was the thing. And you don't know if those other individuals was sexually driven or active or whatever the case may be, but like they used to always, hey man, you ain't had none, you ain't got none, I'm like, you a punk, man. So it was never no healthy conversation around. I just supposed to just randomly just get something for say I had something. You only got no proof that I got it. I just say, yeah, man, I hit that junk.
Yeah.
I ain't did nothing.
They go back. They used to go back and ask the girl, Tony said he did that to you. What? Then the girl come confront you. You told him you did something with me.
Yep. So yeah. It's crazy, bro.
Oh my God, man. But yeah, so but I remember Freaknik though, because that was at a time where crack cocaine and all that stuff, man. Like it was during that time where the era was, man, it was hot, man. The dope boys was out, man. It was, I'm talking about, you could literally be just walking down the street and you look over in a car, somebody boning in a car, in a van, they got the van door open, and girl getting a guy fellatio, and just and a friend standing around, girl, hurry up, girl, we got to get on down the street. Watching her give some random dude for it's crazy, bro. Like, yeah.
What was that? Another thing that went crazy in Memphis.
Man, Black Bike Week.
Not Black Bike Week. There was some of the younger people this time. They called it I almost said it. I can't think of it right now though.
Man, these old what they call these things? These what they call these off-road ride? These what they ride these dirt bikes and all this stuff.
Trail rides.
Trail rides, man. These trail rides probably, I don't know because I ain't been in there, but I can imagine. Like, yeah. I can only imagine. If like I said, whatever your intent is, you go there with that intent. It's crazy though, man. So is having a sexual conversation with a person the same as cheat? I'm inclined almost to say almost. That's why I say I'm straddling the fence. I'm neither hot nor cold. I'm lukewarm today.
Yeah.
I'm straddling the fence, man, because I just think like depending on the context and you know how that conversation derived, like yeah, could be. I agree with Craig. Then on the other hand, it's like I don't know, man. Is it a healthy conversation that you're having?
Right.
Or is it that one to stir y'all hormones up?
Well, it's almost like that situation where I think you said it once before, and I've seen other people say it, where I can get on Facebook and say, man, let me see. Man, we just got 1 million followers on 2 Million Hats podcast. We get about 3 likes.
Right.
Then I can turn around and say, man,
me and Tony got into it on the podcast, and man, you would get 1,600,000 million views.
So that's how sex has become. It's become, you know what I'm saying, that thing where it ain't even wholesome no more. There's nothing beautiful about it. You know, we don't even praise our women in the correct manner anymore. You know what I'm saying? She a bitch, she a hoe. We don't praise her anatomy of who she is. You know, even with, like you said earlier, a man, when you're trying to get to know them, you got to know they got to make 6 figures. They got to have this. You don't even know the compassionate part of who I am. So it's all about me providing for you.
Yeah. Like that's the number one thing. Do you make 6 figures? Can you take care of you? You believe in 50-50?
Right.
Or not? You believe in taking fully care? Okay, now we can see if we're compatible.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. It's like, hey man, I'm thankful again. I think me and Tony, when we started the podcast, we always just say, man, we so thankful we married.
What up, D. Lewis?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cause man, it's different out here now, man. So you talking about, boy, like I don't even think I would want to be in this age or this realm of day, cause it's different, man. Cause that's all women talk about is if he can't take her. I ain't gonna say all women, because I'd be lying if I said that. Because I have seen some and some young women that say, y'all, some of y'all women crazy to think the man folks just be out here just take care of y'all just do nothing. You know, so I've seen it, But you know, I just think because social media highlights that type of woman so much that it seems like it's a majority. But I don't even really think it's the majority of women that's like that. I really don't. I just think because social media highlights that so much to the point where people are, I mean, they starting to think that as a reality. You know, they're starting to become their reality. He said sex is now the act of and not the art of. Wow.
I love it.
Yeah. Having the conversation is a slippery slope depending on the content, text, and intent. What is the benefit and potential outcome? Is it necessary? Is it a private, secret conversation? Does the conversation cross into bound? Those are all the questions that need to be asked to Miss Gwen when that pops up. When that pops up, like you sitting there and that pops up with a person, there should be something that goes your mind to say, why are we having this conversation? I wonder what this person's is. So if we're having it in the context of where we're just talking about the human anatomy and blah blah blah, I mean, then maybe whatever. But then it's still where does it start to crossing the boundaries or the lines get blurred? You know what I'm saying? When we talking about the human anatomy, then all of a sudden it goes from pounding and just all kinds of other stuff. You like, okay, then this conversation then went to something else. Because I'm trying to what's his name? The one that talks about all of the herbs and growing the field. He said he can heal people from stuff. Not Dr. Sebi. I'm talking the young dude. Got the dreads. He's got the little thing on his forehead.
I can't think of his name.
I can't think his name either, man, right off the top. But he always, he got things where he got a room where when he talking about the human anatomy and how the man can't get a direction, how he talks about all these different things and the medical aspects of it. And if you talking in that context and he's talking about maybe how the penetration and the blood flow and it's not working, why you can't keep your rate, that's different than you sitting there saying, man, I pounded for I gave about 6 minutes, man, and that thing went out, man, and the girls, they're like, why are you telling me this? Like, why are you having this conversation with me? She couldn't take it. She running up the bed. Why are you telling me this?
Right.
Like, what's healthy about that conversation?
Ain't nothing healthy about that.
It's the, I guess it's like Daryl said, now it's become the act of instead of the art of. Because it was at one point, and that's why you got people out here that the body to them is art. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, they don't believe the body should be covered up with clothes, that you ought to be able to freedom of expression, walk around. And I saw a post the other day, and it really made me mad. It really did. These girls, these 3 black girls, were in a place. I don't know where they were, but the place was an all-adult nude beach. They walking with their cell phones, recording these people walking naked and walking over naked. Look at these people. I'm talking about they just got balls out, and the women just got that lady thing look like it's a little small penis. Why are you invading these people's privacy? Like, it's a nude beach for a reason. If you had a problem, why did you take your ass to the nude beach? And every last one of them was overweight. They wasn't finna come out their clothes. But they walking down the beach, get their camera, they phone on everybody, judge and everybody that's out there. And it made me mad. I'm like, them people on the beach because that beach was available for them to do that and express themselves and be free. Wasn't nobody out there having sex on the beach. They just walking, enjoying life, sitting on land on the beach, swimming. And I hear you come parading your cameras through there, your cell phone.
Yep.
And it was people in the comments like, why did y'all even go there if you got a problem with it? It used to be what happened in one's bedroom stayed in the bedroom, not for the other ears or eyes. Nah, that's long gone.
That's gone
for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
That's long gone. And it's crazy. But I just think, man, like, why if you don't like, again, because for some people the bodies are art form and they look at it and they have that freedom of expression to be able to walk freely, and that's what it was in the Garden of Eden. If y'all really want to be, hey,
right,
they were naked. They was walking around naked till they ate of that tree, and when they ate of that tree, they realized they didn't have clothes on and started making them fig leaves. And the guy said, who told you was naked?
Man, everything about what you just said and about this conversation go right with my post this morning. I said, every time I visit these social media streets, it's apparent to me that adults, grown folks, are just words because folks be acting like big grown ass children. Maturity is definitely out of view in most cases from all walks of life. Don't have any position of any type of power because that magnifies it even more. Just was on my mind this morning because growing up is inevitable, but being mature is a choice.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the
And
conversation,
that was when I tell you that was super immature, bro. That was so immature. I was like,
yeah.
I wanted this. I wish I would have been there. It's a wonder somebody go to just slap their phone out their hand. Like, why you go somewhere else? They got other beaches probably that's not new. There were no kids, no children. They wasn't hurting nobody doing their thing.
Yeah. They weren't mature enough to be there. They shouldn't even win.
Miss Gwen said, I saw the same video and thought the same thing. Why are they there and invading other people's property? Yeah, why you even here?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about they talking mad noise, just walking down the beach recording, talking noise.
Doc, man, that whole thing with the video, with these videos being on these phones, man, that's like one of the worst things that ever could have happened, bro. You can't
it's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, it's like, bro, it's like you can't even go out and enjoy yourself. And then I don't know how you can actually engage. You pay $400 for a ticket at a concert, and the whole damn time you holding your phone. First of all, what type of battery do you have? God damn.
Oh, yeah, I ain't got my phone out. When we went to the comedy show, man, I'm trying to listen to what they saying, laugh. I ain't got time to be yeah.
Oh, Jill Scott getting ready to start her tour. She got a no cell phone policy. Nobody, period. If they see you with the cell phone, they're gonna come to confiscate. They're gonna have to leave after the concert.
That means they checking everybody coming in. You got to take that back to the car.
Yep. And I'm here for it because it is what it is.
They used to do that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do that when them cell phones first coming. People videoing everything. They were like, can't have a phone. And if they saw you videoing, escort you on out the building.
Yeah.
If you happen to sneak your phone in, they just escort you on out the building.
Yeah.
So is having a sexual conversation with a person the same as cheating, even if they've had no physical contact or talked about hooking up?
I think Miss Gwen kind of covered Miss Gwen and Monica kind of covered the synopsis of the whole conversation and the question, because it just depends on, what is your outcome? What's the purpose of this conversation? Where are we going with this? Are you going to be able to assist me in being better at what I'm doing? And 9 times out of 10 you cannot. So I mean,
yeah, unless you you got some paperwork in that area, you got the degrees, or a lot of life experience. And
again, a lot of the reason why people relationships are like they are, whether they're married or in a serious relationship, is because sex don't start in the bedroom. Foreplay don't start in the bedroom. You supposed to be, man, walking past your girl, man, patting on her tail,
googly eyes, saying little stuff. When you get to that point,
complimenting each other, gifts at any given time. I mean, it's way more than just, intercourse. The act thereof. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you suffer from that area and that's a conversation you're going right to, that's just a sad thing anyway, because that's all you talking about is the act. You ain't talking about the whole love scene. So
I think that's why a lot of women are just not really like mentally stimulated when it comes to sex, because there's no conversation beforehand being had. There's no courting beforehand. It's just you jumping in, want to pound up and down, and that's it.
No, they didn't get it.
I saw a video, and I know it was an explicit video, and I saw it on Facebook. Oh, somebody's in the comments, and I clicked on it. I was like, God, they can do stuff like this without getting reported.
Facebook is wide open now, dog.
But this is the first thing I noticed about the video. I watched the video. It showed a man and a woman out on a date. They went on a date. They went out to eat. They feed each other across the table. They doing all that, playing footsies with each other on the table. You know what I'm saying? They doing all this. And I'm pretty sure the video was made for this purpose. But, and then it shows them doing their thing, hanging out, going out. Then they walking back, holding hands. And then it shows them walking into their room or house, apartment, whatever. And then the shoes at the door, then the clothes, and then they showed them going at it. But it was real passionate. But it wasn't like walked in the room and we just stopped pounding out. It was, if you looked at all of the events that led up to that, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was that time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if all of them were like this, then you know what I'm saying, and that made it more, to me, it made it more meaningful than just snatch a girl by her hair, pull in the room, and you buy from hand and push out the door. Y'all, whoo.
And I'm sure in a lot of cases, bro. And when you really think about some of the stuff that goes on, and this is a very slippery slope. It's almost slick rape, doc.
Man, that ain't funny, bro. But
it ain't funny. But I'm just saying, when you really think about it, whether it be on a male or the female.
Look, man, let me say this before I go any further, if I forget. Y'all need, if you haven't watched this movie, it's called Gaslit by Her Husband. The Morgan Metzer story.
Okay.
On Netflix.
Okay.
Y'all watch it. Gaslit by Her Husband, the Morgan Metzer story. Watch it.
Okay.
All right. Miss Gwen said, when my daughter took me to Bruno Mars in Vegas, you had to put your phones in the lock pouches that could only be unlocked as you exited the venue. What? They had lock pouches?
Yeah, a lot of comedians use the same thing. Yep. You can't even get, they protecting your phone. Yep.
So, I mean, do you keep the lock pouch on you?
No, they keep them.
How they know what's you got a certain code or something? I mean,
I've never experienced it, but I've seen it on TV. I mean, on social media. Yeah, they give you like a little key, a little code or something. You make it explain better, but yeah.
Man, I wonder how many people end up not getting their phone.
Kevin Hart. That's the first time I heard do it was Kevin Hart.
But that seemed like that would be pretty expensive to do that, to maintain it.
They doing it because what was happening, the bootlegging thing was big back in the day, you know what I'm saying? So they was recording stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then they're making the videotapes and stuff and DVD. Miss Gwen said they kept their little pouch.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it was on some kind of thing. Once you put it in there, they lock it, and then it don't unlock till you exit and getting ready to exit the building or whatever. Or they hit the unlock where you can pull your phones out of them. So I don't know.
I didn't know how it went. I just know I've seen.
I just believe that sounds expensive when you talking about you got 30,000 people at a venue at a concert or something, 30, 40,000. There's a lot of pouches.
But that's how powerful this on the subject, off the subject. That was this Raymond. That's how powerful your investment and your vision is for you to protect your vision and your, you know what I'm saying? Because here it is, I don't put all this time and money and sacrifice into this particular product or, this concert or, this, whatever I'm doing. And then you're going to take my stuff and record it. And then by the time I get to the house, it's already after. That's why, because like when I do weddings, I hate people to, even events, period. What the hell are you doing with all these pictures and videos?
Right.
Come on, bro. I literally did a wedding one time. The folks was standing in the aisle, and the bridesmaids and the groomsmen coming down the aisle. I literally had to go tell the lady to move. She's like, I got the brand new iPad. I said, I don't give a damn. Move out the way. That's why we got a photographer and a videographer.
Right. You get the video and picture later when they post it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Like, you shouldn't be standing up in front of because you have especially if they got a photographer video, you shouldn't be standing up in front.
Yeah. It's a lot of weddings. You can't. They say no cell phone. Where they tell you, you can do this. You can do this reception. You can't do the ceremony. But in my case, if I have something that intimate like that, you can't have none at all. I'm sorry, because I'm paying for the pictures. I'm paying for the food. You're gonna see all that when you see it. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, because like Ms. Green said, man, them cell phones could be a distraction for somebody else. You all stand up in front of them trying to record it. You trying to do a Snapchat video. I'll stand up and they trying to see the concert. Because there was a lot of that going on at the comedy show. I just sat down in my seat and, did me and Monica one, took a picture, took our little date night picture, whatever. And then, we watched the show.
It's sad. It really sad.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's clock this tea with our girl Queen Walker.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to clock that tea with your girl Queen Walker. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Unfortunately, today the tea is very tragic, but I see so many content creators talking about it. I see so many people that's putting their 2 cents in regarding it. So I would love to do the same. Okay, no judgment, just my little 2 cents. So as we know, well, I don't know if y'all know, but it's been everywhere. It's been viral. There's a little boy, 6-year-old boy, that tragically lost his life by getting hit by a car while he was outside playing basketball. Let's talk about it. So there's a video going around this baby outside playing basketball, and he was outside alone. And everybody, that mama and grandmama and granddaddy and auntie and uncle and he, she and sister and it are out here talking about it. That the mom should have been watchful of her child while he was outside playing basketball.
Oh yeah.
Now, the baby in the video, right? This is a video that everybody can see. If you want to see it, go look. I can say having a 6-year-old, it's a busy street like it was. I mean, when I say all them cars was going zoom, zoom, zoom down the street, are they supposed to? I don't know. I don't know the speed limit on this street. I don't even know if I've been on that street, okay? So I can't say that. But I can say in that video, they definitely was speeding down the street. So the baby was outside playing basketball. The ball ended up going into the street. If you watch the video, the baby did not run in the street right away. So this baby had some type of sense at 6 years old not to just run in the street to watch to see if cars are coming.
They say he kicked the ball.
Everybody's on the mom basically saying, "Oh, you should have been watching your child. Oh, he shouldn't have been out there by himself." Whoop whoop whoop. Like y'all, the best gold medal parents out here. Okay, I get it though. I understand. Yes, you're supposed to keep an eye on your kids if they outside by themselves anywhere. Like you just at the park, keep an eye on your children. It's some crazy people
We
out
see it all
here.
the time.
People trying to take
Mhm.
kids, hurt kids, woo woo woo, and you want to be very alert, visual when it comes to your children, especially your young kids. But to each his own. You got so many people saying what they would have done and whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, but you're not in this situation. Get that lady condolences. She did lose her child. And y'all want to place blame on this person and blame on this person. So as we keep going, the baby did not go, like I said, the baby did not go directly in the street. The mom posted a video of the balloon release. And she was saying a lot in that video. She was saying a lot. She was just basically saying that um, the baby asked, could he go get the ball? That's where it kind of, you know, shook me up a little bit because, not shook me up, got me a little bit confused. Because if he turned around and asked y'all if he can go.
I'm gonna remove this because like that I didn't watch the video. Monica was watching the fit. She watched it and I couldn't bring myself to watch. She cut it off. I couldn't bring myself to even watch it. I just heard it. And I could hear the cars like zooming by, zoom, 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 zoom. I could hear it on the video. I wasn't seeing it. I just heard Monica playing and I can hear the cars. And then she's like, "Oh shoot." And I was like, yeah. So the moral of the story is, man, watch your children, man.
Yeah.
When you take your children to a parties and somebody's little parties, don't let your kid just run around and watch your children, period.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's at a park, it's at somebody's house. I can't stand parents or grandparents for that instance that let their kids grandkids just run rampant, and they just sit back acting like they're oblivious to it.
Mm-hmm. Man, I swear.
They just doing any and everything and running oblivious to it, and they just oblivious to it.
Mm-hmm.
So watch your children, man. Watch your children. Whew. On another good.
It's a very slippery slope, bro. Because like my thing was, like she's saying, I hear what she's saying. Like ain't no blame nowhere because the child, was lost tragically. But that's the moral of the story, bro. Like did nobody know that child was outside?
Yeah, that's crazy. At 6 years old. Yep.
Yeah.
Kaya Rose Mack. Shout out, man. This is Kaya Rose Mack, man. This is Mel Mack's new grandbaby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaya Rose Mack, man. Beautiful baby girl. Shout out to Mel Mack, the new grandmama. Baby gonna be spoiled. I already know it.
Man, what? Real spoiled.
If you don't know now, you know. The relationship roundtable, love, life, and lessons, singles, married couples, real conversation. 2 Men Had podcast. Join us for a special live podcast taping as married couples and singles guests sit down for an honest, grown folk conversation about relationships, dating, and marriage. The life lessons teaches us along, and the life lessons that it teaches us along the way. Monday, April the 27th. 2026. There go Brene on this junk. She said she couch out. We just talking about it. 1906 Madison Avenue, hosted by Tony and Lavelle, 2 Men That Had podcast. Man, we're gonna be doing it. If you want to be a guest, if you want to be part of this roundtable conversation, and you're a married couple, we need a couple of married couples. I think we're gonna probably have one long distance, and we just have to try to figure out how to do it live. But we want the married couple, a couple of married couples as well, and we just gonna talk about life, relationships, man, all that good stuff, man. So y'all make sure y'all tune in April the 27th. We're trying to give y'all a heads up. If you want to be there, to be there just to support it live, we will have extra seating for you to sit around and kind of watch. We won't have that interaction like we did before, where we have a mic where you can kind of walk up and ask questions. We won't have that because we're gonna only have so long for the show, so we're not gonna do that. But we will make sure that we fill that time up with our guests, our panel guests, to be able to have those conversations. All right. I had one more thing. We had one more thing. Where'd it go? Oh, there you go. Y'all make sure y'all support my brother, man. Yeah.
Shelby County, stand up.
Hands up.
Wyatt Haven in the building. We talking leadership now. Born in the city where the grind don't sleep. From White Haven halls to the Shelby County streets. Tiger Pride running deep in his roots. Now he's stepping up to work for the truth. 20 years putting plans in motion. Housing, land, community devotion. Real leadership when the pressure gets tough. Shelby County need a leader. Build life for Shelby County. Stand up. The whole city know Darren Lewis on the rise. Yeah, it's time to show. Stand up. Put your hands up. Darren Lewis for Shelby County. Yes, sir. We're taking Shelby County high. Project
Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all vote for my boy Darren Lewis. Brene, if you got time, call in real quick, Brene. 901-438-3520. 901-438-3520. If you can call in, Brene, call in real quick. I got a question I want to ask you. I know she probably be at work though, but if you can call in, 901-438-3520. Call in. Don't y'all forget about our call-in line too now. I like when y'all call in because some of y'all have some really good points too. Yeah. We'll give her a couple of seconds, see if she don't call, then we'll just move on. She said, "Me either, Monica. I don't even let my family's dog outside in my front yard." Yeah, that's a tough one right there. I don't. Yeah, watch your kids, man. Watch your kids, because I've been to these little kiddie parties and stuff like that where people just let their kids just run do everything, and like when it's time, even when it's time to eat, go in there and fix your baby plate. Fix your baby plate. You know what I'm saying?
There she go.
Good morning, caller. You're live on the 2 Men and a Hat podcast. How you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you?
We are doing well. Is this Brene?
This is.
Oh my God, Brene.
And I'm not at work. With my
Oh no, okay. So she can't. I'm glad. That's actually probably good. You can't. That means you can't get. That means you can't get too crazy. You can't say nothing too crazy. So when we started talking about doing this another live show and having some singers on, why your name was the first one to come up?
Really? I was talking about me coming in on the live.
They said, "Is Brene gonna be there?" And they said that dude, that light skinned dude. I said, "Tavo the boss." They said, "Yeah,
we there. We there. We can't wait to get there."
Tavo said, "Oh, I'm there. I'm there."
Man, y'all so silly, man.
Even better.
Man, look, when I tell you, we're gonna have to have prayer before that
We're
show
gonna have
starts.
prayer first.
Yeah, we're gonna have prayer for that
sit down on one side of the room.
We're gonna have to have a timeout corner for Brene and Tavo, cause
just gonna have a remembrance table set up with communion over there.
You so stupid.
And we'll do this in remembrance of him every time.
we gonna have liquor now. We're gonna have some wine and some liquor now. That's for sure. We're gonna have some liquor.
Yeah.
You gotta get them whole readers, dog. Them whole readers.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to feed y'all afterwards, but
oh yeah,
I'm gonna try to feed y'all. I ain't saying we've had no five-star course meal or nothing, but we
now you know the aftermath last year.
we gonna have to go to work the next day, so it ain't gonna be no aftermath. This on a Monday night, so
yeah.
And that's why I'm glad we doing on a Monday, cause boy, we yeah. So thank you for agreeing to do it again.
Most definitely, and we'll do it again.
But thank you so much, man. We appreciate it, and we just cannot wait. And I said, boy, folks ask for this girl about, but make sure she there.
and look, was about 30 minutes late.
We had to hold the show. Okay, she sure was late. Was super late. Don't be late, Brene. We ain't got that long.
She literally was right. She was right on time, honestly.
Nah, she was late, bro. We don't want. She like queen. She was super late. Don't be late like that, Brene.
Now I'm talking about the thing to the conversation. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she was on time for that one. All right, thank you for calling in, man. Enjoy your day.
Okay, I have good.
Bye.
You too.
Okay.
Man, that Brene is something else, boy. When I tell you Brene something else. I don't know. Tasia might not want to bartend on Monday night. We're gonna have somebody handing out drinks though, because I don't know if it was them drinks that added some spice to it.
It was.
Lavelle was drinking them whole readers like he was tossing them down. All right, y'all, we got to get out of here. We done went over about 8 minutes more. We got to get out of here, man. So thank y'all again for tuning in, joining in on this conversation, man. Just good, clean, healthy conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? We go off the radar sometime, but we try to wheel it on back in now. You know, so y'all, man, good, get ready for tomorrow morning, man. Tomorrow morning, man, we're gonna have for a few minutes, man. We're gonna talk to Monica Mays with the Don't Do Too Much podcast. So we're gonna talk to her tomorrow morning for a few minutes, and just kind of find out about her. I don't want to say her little show, about her podcast that's gonna be coming up starting here in April. Yeah, don't do too much. Yeah,
hold on. Wait a minute. I'm trying to see.
Don't do too much, man.
I'm trying to see something. Did I do a video? I can't find it. We might have to do it tomorrow. You know, I did a new song too.
Yeah, you sure did.
Do with it.
You got so much stuff, bro. Ain't no telling. But we can play it. We can play her song before when she jump on.
I get it.
If it feel like too much, it probably is. Don't do too much. Keep it real over here. Don't do too much. The vibes only over here. Too real for the drama, too chill for the hype. Monica on the mic and the vibe feel right. Don't do too much. Don't do too much.
I like the city girls in the
Don't do too much. Podcast with your host Monica and her special guest. Real talk, Memphis vibes. No extra, don't be too much.
Don't do too much. Yeah.
If it feel like too much.
Don't do too much. All right, y'all. We got to get out of here, man.
All right.
Yeah, we got to get out. Come on, brother.
All right. Let us pray. Most gracious God, our Father, Lord God, we thank you for the day. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for us being able to have healthy conversations. Thank you to touch Tony family, my family, Monica family. I said Monica family. Every family that's associated. And we actually do this in dollar son Jesus' name. We said amen.
Amen. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
2 men in hats.
Let's talk about
it.
Good morning. Good morning. You already know what time it is. Tony, Lavelle, 2 minute has purchased. Pull up to the table, grab a seat, let's begin. Real conversations when the hats come in. Life lessons, relationships too. Different perspectives, but the talk stay true. Let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it. Life, love, truth, and wisdom. Yeah, we talking about it. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Don't miss it on Facebook and YouTube. Pull up and come kick it. Tony got perspective. The veil bring it truth. And when Queen Watkins pull up, she spilling that tea for you. Queen Watkins segment. Like that T-A-T. You know when Queen step in the room, the conversation getting real soon. Real soon. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. 2 minute has podcast.